Our headlines today. The wait is almost over. Thousands of pupils in England, Wales and Northern Ireland will receive their A-level, T-level and BTEC results this morning.
Yeah, thousands of students will be hoping anxiety turns to relief after 3 years of disruption. We'll be following those students as they get their grades and looking at all the different options and opportunities available to them.
Tributes have been paid to 87-year-old Thomas O'Halloran as police issue CCTV footage of a suspect they urgently wish to identify.
Good morning from an empty London Euston station as more than 45,000 rail workers go on strike again. When will it be over and what should you do if you're travelling today?
A 24-hour national rail strike is expected to cause disruption for travellers across the country as more than 40,000 staff walk out over pay and job security. And a non-executive director at the energy regulator ofgem has quit and criticised the watchdog's handling of the energy price cap. Through the morning's front pages now. We'll start with the front page of the Financial Times, which reports on inflation passing 10% for the first time in 40 years. The Telegraph's headline, Britain has the worst inflation in the G7. The Guardian says that 45 million people could find themselves in fuel poverty as a result of the cost of living crisis. The Eye reports that interest rate increases could be on the way, maybe to as high as 4% by January. The Daily Express says that ministers are now on a war footing to deal with the economic challenges ahead. The Times looks at A-level results day, saying tens of thousands of school leavers could miss out on their first choice university place. The Star accuses Liz Truss of hypocrisy for saying British people need to work harder, pointing out that she's allowed 13 weeks a year away from Westminster. The Metro has the story of 87-year-old Thomas O'Halloran, who was stabbed to death while on his mobility scooter in West London. The same story is picked up on the front page of the Daily Mail. The Sun reports on an offer from one of Britain's richest men, Sir Jim Ratcliffe, to buy Manchester United, and the Mirror report on Cristiano Ronaldo being cautioned for knocking a phone out of a fan's hand last season.
Start with The Guardian, leading on the UK's inflation rate rising above 10% for the first time in 40 years. According to a new study, 2/3 of all UK households will be in fuel poverty by January.
The Telegraph, meanwhile, says Britain has the worst inflation in the G7 as it reports that UK inflation is at higher rates than in America or major Eurozone countries.
Elsewhere, Gold Trafford is the headline of The Sun, reporting Manchester United is being targeted for takeover by one of Britain's richest men. We'll have more on this later on.
And expect wonky veg on supermarket shelves this winter. Farmers say that our vegetable size and appearance will undoubtedly be affected by this year's hot weather. That is one of the most read stories online this morning.